All right, let's talk about Cardano. Today, we're going to take a quick pulse check on the ecosystem because while a lot of eyes are glued to the price charts, the real story, the most exciting stuff, is all the quiet development happening just beneath the surface. So let's dive in and see what the builders have really been up to.
So, to really get why this all matters, let's start with something that just happened. Remember when a huge chunk of the internet just broke? That was Amazon's AWS servers going down. But here's the thing, you know who didn't even flinch? Projects built on decentralized storage like Iagon on Cardano. They just kept on running. This is the perfect example of the core idea we're going to explore, building something that's truly resilient.
And that idea of a resilient foundation is the perfect jumping-off point. So, first up, let's zoom in and take the pulse of the DeFi scene. We're going to look at not just the market moves, but also the mindset of the people who are actually in the trenches building this stuff.
Data from Strike Finance gives us a really great snapshot here. Now, of course, the ADA price is what catches your eye first, but look closer. The key number on this chart is the trading liquidity. We're talking nearly $3 million. And why is that a big deal? Well, it means the platform is maturing. It's getting robust, a sign of a really healthy system. But, price is only half the story. You have to hear this quote from the team at Surf Protocol because it just perfectly captures that builder mentality. They're basically saying, yeah, we see the price anxiety, but we're not distracted. Their focus is crystal clear. Heads down, keep building, and keep delivering.
And this isn't just talk, right? They've got solid reasons to be optimistic. The Surf team feels they're undervalued, especially when they're offering stakers a pretty sweet 7.5% APY and seeing more borrowing activity than their rivals. Plus, they're funded to keep pushing forward on V2, and they're already adding new tokens, like CRAWJU. Okay, so all this building is great, but what does it actually mean for real users? Well, at Bodega Market, it means real earnings. Two of their market creators are on track to pull in over 2,000 ADA each, just for participating. Now, that is a DeFi protocol that's actually working and delivering value. And this isn't just a one-off thing. We're seeing the same kind of energy over at Fluid Tokens. They've already racked up over 7,000 ADA plus another $1,000 in fees, all ready for their next distribution to users. When you see a platform generating fees like that, you know it's healthy and active. Now, all that DeFi activity we just looked at, it can't just exist in a vacuum. It all has to be built on a rock-solid foundation. So let's go a layer deeper and look at the critical, behind-the-scenes work that's making the whole network stronger from the ground up. I mean, just take a look at this recent update from Surge Protocol. You don't need to be a coder to appreciate the sheer amount of work here. They've been squashing major bugs, optimizing performance, rolling out new features, and seriously beefing up security. This is that crucial, invisible work that makes everything else even possible. And these core improvements are making a real difference in the user experience. For example, Tokeo Wallet just solved a super common headache. You ever look at your ADA balance and wonder why you can't spend all of it? Well, now you just tap a little info button and boom, it gives you a full breakdown of what's spendable versus what's locked up. It's such a small change, but it makes a huge difference. Okay, so we've got DeFi humming along, and the core tech is getting stronger every day. So what's next? This is where it starts to get really exciting. The ecosystem is pushing out into brand new frontiers. We're talking gaming, real-world assets, and totally new ways for communities to govern themselves. Kicking things off in the gaming world, a project called Infinity Rising is about to hit a huge milestone. For the very first time, they're going to let players actually walk around and explore virtual apartments before the public sale. It might sound like a small step, but it's a massive leap toward building these truly immersive digital worlds on Cardano. And beyond gaming, we're seeing some brand new financial ideas popping up. Matera Protocol has introduced something called an MTK. The easiest way to think of it is kind of like a community-managed index fund for the whole Cardano ecosystem. Its goal is to capture the broad growth trends, and the community itself gets to vote on the very first one, which is called $MTRN. And this is where the digital world smacks right into the physical one. The Project Huskillian is offering these B2B packages for World Mobile Air Notes. I'm talking the actual physical hardware that brings internet to places that need it. They're bundling it all up with insurance, flexible rewards, and even better rates, creating a direct bridge from an on-chain investment to real-world infrastructure. How cool is that? So that's a snapshot of what's happening right now. But believe me, the pace is not slowing down. Let's take a little peek just over the horizon and see the next wave of releases and key events that the entire community is watching. This timeline just drives home how much momentum there is. You've got major governance votes happening with the Liqwid DAO literally right now. In just 2 weeks, Fluid Tokens is flipping the switch on their staking rewards. We're all on the edge of our seats waiting for Pulse to drop their public testnet date. And then, on November 4th, that big Meta DAO vote is happening. It's not one big thing. It's a constant stream of progress.
Which really brings us to our final thought. We've seen this incredible flurry of activity across DeFi, core tech, gaming, real-world assets, all happening while most people are just watching the price. So the question I'll leave you with is this. With this relentless pace of development, is Cardano's silent build about to get very, very loud?